53 Small Business Ideas to Start at University, Online Money Making. Running low on cash and inspiration. Have a look at our list of low investment yet profitable ideas for small businesses you can start from home with little money. Setting up your own business and working for yourself is a great way to earn some extra money at home without being tied down to shift work, but finding a great idea can be quite tricky. These small business ideas should get your entrepreneurial juices flowing and set you off on your merry way to startup success. Grinning face. Do some research. What do people need or want? Think of an everyday obstacle. How can it be overcome? Start with a Google search. If you could provide or invent something that would make life easier, better, safer, fairer, or cheaper, what would it be? Whether you're big on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or whatever else, you can make money and get freebies by advertising products for brands. You'll probably have more luck with companies that are relevant to your brand, so if you're a food blogger, you may be better off approaching kitchenware companies. But it's not uncommon for influencers to promote all kinds of products. It couldn't be easier to set up your own website. And the best part is that it can be about anything you like, within the confines of the law. Of course, just pick a subject you're passionate about, get blogging, and then start earning. To set you on your way, we've identified some ways to monetize your website. You'll be a .com millionaire in no time. Whether it's the ads that YouTube plays on your videos, or the opportunities for sponsored content that come with having a successful channel, there's some serious money to be made here. And you don't have to reach the levels of PewDiePie or Zoella to earn money from YouTube videos. Just pick a topic that interests you. Games, comedy, and music tend to be popular, and put together simple guides or reviews. As long as you're offering something different, there's no reason for you not to do well. All of these business ideas are worth a go. But honestly, does it get any better than getting paid to hang around with animals? From busy workers who are out during the daytime, to families going abroad for a couple of weeks, plenty of people are willing to pay someone to look after their beloved pets, even if it's just to walk the dog for an hour or so each day. At the end of the semester, offer to buy your classmates secondhand textbooks. Chances are they'll accept a fairly low price, as it saves them having to go through the hassle of selling it online themselves. Then, at the start of the new term, or new year, find the latest students taking that module. Sell the books to them for more than you bought them for, but less than the cost of a new copy. And you're in the money. Simple supply and demand. These sites are the perfect place to cash in on your talents. Whether that be graphic design, composing music, or even developing recipes, the easiest place to start here would be to focus on your main interests. That way, you'll know enough potential contributors to start filling out your publication. If you're a student, speak to tutors, experts, and even your classmates to see if they'd like to chip in. Once you've got your writers and your content, you could then place adverts in your magazine or blog. But it's not all about the money. Seeing this kind of project through to completion will look great on your CV. 2. Extra money in your pocket. Check. Encouraging sustainability. Check. More space in your wardrobe. Check. It's hard to think of a downside to selling your old clothes online. And sites like Depop make it all so easy. And if you want to take things to the next level, why not head to the charity shop? Scout out some hidden gems and sell them online for a profit. Upcycling is a great way to revive your old clothes, but beyond simply saving money, the process can make you money too. Sites like Gumtree and FreeCycle are perfect for selling upcycled goods. And it's not just clothes that can be transformed, either. There's a huge market for upcycled furniture. So if you're in a charity shop and spot a tired old chair that could do with a lick of paint, give it that lick. Once you're done, take to the internet and sell your handiwork for a profit. Starting your own delivery service is just one of the many ways to make money from walking. Although if you've got a bike, or even a car, you should be able to complete each order a lot quicker. Evenings and weekends are the ideal time to deliver McDonald's and beer combos, but if you're in the Southeast, you'll have Deliveroo to compete with. While in the mornings you could bring people their coffees, newspapers, or train tickets. Assuming you've not got the skills to design them yourself. If you do, this one is pure profit for you. Pay a flat rate to a freelance graphic designer to create popular web graphics or icons. Then head to a marketplace, like Graphicriver, and sell them for a recurring income. You may need to sell a few copies before you break even. But once you do, it's all profit from there on out. Got access to a church hall, or a bar that could do with a few more punters on a quiet night of the week? How about a lecture hall, aka a glorified cinema, arranged to show a film on the big screen, bonus points if the venue already has a projector, and sell tickets to your friends, coursemates, family, pretty much anyone who might be interested. It's often said that we Brits love to cube it. In reality, everybody hates it. We just respect the order and accept that it's the fairest way to approach things. So, now that we've established that nobody likes queuing, it's time to offer a solution. Whether it's queuing outside a venue for tickets or waiting on the phone to finally get through to a member of staff, you can profit from enduring the misery on somebody else's behalf. This is more likely to be one you can use on your parents or grandparents rather than people your own age, although don't rule it out. But if you find someone willing to pay, don't let age get in the way. As long as your computer has a disk drive, you can copy the songs off the CDs and onto your PC. This guide explains how to do it. But it's actually very simple. Then it's just a case of dragging and dropping the songs over to whatever device your paying customer would like to listen on. A simple task, if not a little time consuming. Always had an idea for a story. Well, nowadays, with the rise of ebooks, there's nothing to stop you from becoming a published author. In fact, even if you don't fancy penning a novel, you can still make some money from writing. Set yourself an unusual goal and either blog or write a book about it, just like student Ken Ilgunas, who self-published a book about living in a van. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, setting up your own website is so easy. But finding somewhere nice to live at uni often isn't. So do your fellow students a massive favor by starting a review site for accommodation in the area. Are you bilingual? If so, whether you realize it or not, you could be making some serious cash from something that probably seems completely natural to you. There are loads of ways to make money from your language skills. But one of the best, and easiest, in terms of the time and effort required to get started, is to offer language classes over Skype. That way, you can sell your services to people all around the world without ever leaving your room. You can grow loads of different fruit, veg and herbs at home, so many that we've even got a guide on it. Lots of plants can even be grown indoors, while some don't even need proper pots and can thrive in old wellies. If number 6 on this list took your fancy, then give this a go too. Etsy is the place to sell your original works, be it t-shirts, jewelry, stationery or anything else. Modern books won't be covered by this trick. So if you're thinking of producing your own audiobook of the Harry Potter series, you're out of luck. But older works, we're talking several decades, if not centuries, will often be out of copyright, meaning they're essentially free to use and free for you to reproduce as ebooks or audiobooks. We'd recommend targeting harder to find works, like medieval literature or 18th century science tomes, as there'll be less competition and possibly more demand for an accessible copy online. Always fancied yourself as a bit of a Sherlock Holmes? You can use these skills, as well as the internet and some local contacts, to help people track down the impossible, by which we mean irreplaceable possessions that they've lost, or extremely hard to find items that they'd like to buy. Whether it's related to your current course or your dream career, you can offer your skills to people who need web design, illustration, writing, admin support and much more. Sites like Fiverr and Upwork are great for advertising your services once you've become a freelancer, and, as an added bonus, you'll also get some great experience to add to your CV. 2. Parents of students will always worry about what their children are eating, but they needn't be concerned once they've sent them one of your hampers. Aim to fill it with student essentials like long-life foods, pasta, rice, baked beans, etc., plus some healthy stuff that they're probably not getting enough of. So, For students looking for a slightly less virtual matchmaking service, organize a speed dating night and charge a small fee for entry. Use a site like lulu.com to produce professionally printed books or magazines to make each one unique. Add handcrafted touches or notes. Not that we'd encourage people not to turn up to lectures, no. Seriously, we wouldn't do that. But rarely will a class ever have 100% attendance. So, as the lecture slides often lack a bit of context, offer to transcribe the lecturer's words and sell them to the absentees. Heck, sell them to the people who turned up. 2. They'll be the best lecture notes anyone's ever taken. Or, if you've got some graphic design skills, why not offer to produce some handouts for your tutors? Create a swapping site to help match those wanting to borrow something with those who have something to offer. Or maybe one that matches students who want to see the UK with those who live in other towns. Not much to explain here. Our guide has all the details on becoming a babysitter. But the most important thing is to actually enjoy the company of children. Otherwise, what's the point, other than the money? Of course. Scout out some popular festivals or cities, either in the UK or Europe, and organize a trip for yourself and a few dozen other students. Booking en masse is more likely to get you a discount, on top of our tips for saving money at festivals. So it's only fair that you charge your mates a little commission for setting the whole thing up. Matched betting is a risk-free way of making a guaranteed profit. But only if you follow the instructions exactly. If you drop the ball, you could end up losing money. So, in exchange for a slice of the winnings, offer up your expertise to your friends and family. And if you've not yet got to grips with the whole thing, here's our guide to getting started with matched betting. The beauty of stock photos is that you don't need to be a typical model to feature in them, after all. They're meant to be more realistic. That said, if you don't feel comfortable getting in front of the camera, you could help photographers find models instead. Or, you could just cut out the middleman. Grab a camera and have a go at shooting and selling your own snaps. Check out our guide to selling photos online for some tips, as well as an idea of the kind of money you could make. To save on costs and environmental impact, go for an email newsletter rather than an old-fashioned paper copy. And to make some money, you can sell advertising space to local businesses. Organize exclusive deals and discounts to offer readers or even run some competitions. Always find yourself forgetting people's birthdays. Yeah, us too. Save yourself, and everyone else, a world of embarrassment by setting up a service that not only reminds people of important dates, anniversaries and Valentine's Day are just as lucrative as birthdays, but sorts the gift and card, too. So, as a student, you can offer them some invaluable insight into how their brand and products are perceived by young people, and it's only fair that they pay you for your services. Yearbooks are always great fun, but it's unlikely that your uni will be publishing one for you. So why not take up the responsibility yourself and be the hero of your course? There are loads of print-on-demand publishers that will help you do this. And if you want to maximize your profits, or keep the costs low for your buyers, you could even sell advertising space to local businesses. Seemingly everyone has some unused home gym equipment sitting in the garage, right next to a pile of good intentions. Buy the kit at a bargain rate, or even ask to take it away for free, and resell it. Either to an individual or a local school, gym, office or personal trainer. Pretty similar to number 14. This one. Save someone else the time or cost of rearranging a missed package by offering to wait in for them, or to collect it on their behalf. Create a portfolio website for bands and musicians, and then promote that website to local events and businesses. They'll then have a go-to resource for booking acts in the area. Call local businesses first thing in the morning and get them to place some orders for later in the day. Then, make the smoothies and sandwiches at home. We've got some great sandwich ideas here, and deliver them to their door at lunchtime. Like Deliveroo, but much, much cheaper. This should be an especially good seller at the start of term, as students are starting uni and are looking for ways to decorate their rooms on a budget. Okay, so maybe the last thing you'd want to do after writing your own essays is proofread other people's. But think of it this way, you'll get loads of exposure to how you should, or shouldn't, structure an essay. And unlike when you're doing your own work, you will be getting paid for your time. Hit up some freelancing sites to start offering your services. There are thousands of people out there desperate for someone to give their writing the once over. A website, a magazine, an app, whatever you settle on. Use your knowledge of the area to create a resource that helps freshers make the most of their new town. Include the best cafes, cheapest deals, and some hidden gems you can sell the guide on. Or give it away for free and ask businesses to pay a small fee to be included. Put together packages of budget flights, accommodation, and events and coordinate it between your own university and one based abroad. If it's easier, try starting with a uni that yours is already affiliated with, usually one of the ones on offer for a year studying abroad. When we say essentials, we're talking stationery, kitchen utensils, discount vouchers, and more, basically anything from our what to take to uni checklist that can be delivered to freshers' rooms ahead of their first day. Naturally, you can market yourself as a tutor for school students in whichever subject you're studying at uni. But don't limit yourself. If you're studying English but did really well in maths at school, offer to help kids with this, too. And, as we explain in our guide to becoming a tutor, you can even tutor online to expand your customer base. If you have an unused parking space outside your house, see if you can rent it out for some extra cash. You'll have to check with your landlord first, but, if necessary, you could always offer to give them a slice of the profits if that's what it takes. This idea is especially lucrative if you live near a train station, airport, or high street, or if the area is largely permit parking only. Basically, anywhere where parking's at a premium. Pretty simple, really. If you're good at a sport, or just have a knack for teaching it, get paid to be a coach for one of the local teams, or the uni team. If they pay, we're probably not helping to fight the whole lazy students stereotype here. But if your fellow students can't be bothered to take their washing to the laundrette, why not do it for them? You only need to charge a couple of quid per person, and, depending on the size of the flats in your halls, you could be making upwards of £20 from each one, along with some inspirational messages. Make sure the app can log lecture, seminar, gym attendance. It can then award users points, vouchers, or gifts for sticking to their targets, or exceeding them, and give penalties for slacking. People are always looking for ways to keep fit without paying for a gym membership. And outdoor fitness trails are among the most popular alternatives. Set up a trail on meetup.com and lead groups of people to unusual locations, or places off the beaten track, all the while working out without any gym equipment. Read our guide to CV writing to brush up on your expertise, and then offer out your services as a resume reviewer. Have you ever seen those tins of beans that are actually secret containers for your valuables? Well, this is the same principle, but for gadgets. Think phone covers that look like pencil cases, or laptop cases that look like a ring binder. Essentially, anything that's so worthless, no thief would ever think to steal it. And there are bonus points on offer from us and your customers for using recycled materials. Customers can sign up at the start of the year and let you know whenever they expect to have an intense period of revision or deadlines. Then, whenever they need it, you can deliver them a study survival kit to their house or the library. Pack it full of things like Baraka, tea bags, scented candles, cans of Red Bull, and a few brain foods, and they'll be ready to go. Check whether you need a license, insurance, or qualification to put any of your ideas into action before you move forward. Don't just think in terms of the money. Going for ideas that help your community or local charities can do just as much for your CV or personal satisfaction. We interview Save the Student's founder in episode 4 of our student podcast about how he started a business in his first year of university. Tune in to hear his tips for creating a successful startup. Whether you've got a world-changing concept or just want to make some extra cash, you've got to make a start before you can have a startup business. Disclaimer: all content on this website is based on individual experience and journalistic research. It does not constitute financial advice. Save the Student and its authors are not liable for how tips are used, nor for content and services on external websites. Common sense should never be neglected. We sometimes use affiliated links which may result in a payment following a visitor taking action, such as a purchase or registration, on an external website. This helps keep Save the Student free. The user experience shouldn't be any different. And our editorial decision making is not affected by such links. Like most sites, we use cookies to optimize your experience and serve personalized content. By using our website, you agree to our use of cookies. More info. Text source, savethestudent.org.